The American Revolution took place from 1765 to 1783. A huge percentage of Americans in the 13 colonies didn't support it. 1 in 5 people, or 20%, were strongly in favor of British rule. These people favoring Britain were titled as the Loyalists. The opposing side of the Revolution were the Patriots, who strongly preferred Americans to be independent. This caused barbaric behavior from the Patriots towards the Loyalists, such as burning their homes and assassination. 80,000 to 100,000 Loyalists left the 13 colonies and moved to England and British colonies. Many of the Loyalists accepted farmland homes in Quebec, Nova Scotia, and PEI. When Loyalists began to settle in Canada in 1783 to 84, 7,500 chose Ontario, 30,000 picked Cape Breton, and 2,000 went to Quebec. During the American Revolution, about 500,000 African Americans were in the 13 colonies, most of whom were slaves. This led Britain to think of an idea to weaken the American state's economy. They did this by offering freedom to all the African American slaves in the 13 colonies. This induced tens of thousands of slaves to join Britain and Canada. This was the creation of the Black Loyalists. The White Loyalists brought all the slaves who accepted the offer to Quebec, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick, all to upset the abolitionists and Americans. Some of the Black Loyalists became soldiers, cooks, laborers, and others were nurses. Roughly 3,000 Black Loyalists settled in Canadian provinces after the Revolution had concluded. Throughout the time of the American Revolution, First Nations believed they needed to choose a side to protect their own interests. Because of this, there was little chance they could stay out of conflict completely, specifically because Americans desired their land. The Mohawk Nation was part of the Haudenosaunee Confederation and had strong ties in the British Council of Indian Affairs. When it came to the Revolution, the Confederacy Council declared they would keep a neutral position, although the Mohawk leader Joseph Brant disagreed. Brant was friends with Sir William Johnson, an English ambassador, and his sister's companion, who promised the First Nations land in the Quebec region if the Mohawks agreed to fight with the British. Accepting the deal, Brant led Mohawk Nation and the Loyalists to battle against the Patriots. Once the British had lost the war and the Americans gained independence, the negotiation giving land to the British and Americans completely ignored the First Nations. Brant then felt like he'd been taken advantage of, because he had been loyal to the British for years and didn't receive the land he had promised. This caused him to protest to the Grand Council about his frustration. This then caused the British government to award land along the Grand River. After 1783, the British had lost most of their wealthy colonies, so in Canada they decided to build up their colonies. The remaining British colony had little unity and minuscule population. They needed their population to be loyal to the British Crown so they didn't have to worry about another revolution. Since the French-speaking Canadians didn't agree with the British rule, they decided to make the Constitutional Act in 1791. This was the dividing of these two diverse cultures. This split Quebec into two new colonies, Lower Canada and Upper Canada, nowadays known as Quebec and Ontario. The Act gave both new colonies distinct government systems to make separate laws for each colony. The Constitutional Act crucially shaped how Canada is culturally shaped today. All of these points were a chain reaction of cause and effects. All of these major events in our Canadian history eventually influenced our world and how it is shaped today.